I'll tell you what Kierkegaard whispered to men about women, but it's going to haunt you. Kierkegaard said that there are two natures in a woman, the aesthetic and the ethical. She is ruled by her passions and desires, which come from her senses, but she can also be ruled by duty and obligations. Which one she will follow depends on what kind of man she meets. The kind of man she follows will depend on whether he is more concerned with having fun or with being faithful. Does that mean you shouldn't have fun? No, but it does mean you should keep in mind that there are two natures in a woman, and whichever one you feed is the one that will grow. Do you think that sounds like a fair assessment of women? Do you agree with it? Let me know in the comments. Now, even though Kierkegaard was born 200 years ago, this is still relevant today because most guys don't realize that when they meet an attractive girl, they tend to trigger one of two responses in her. Either she will want to have fun or she will want to be faithful. Unfortunately, most guys are clueless about this, so they end up ruining their relationship with girls without even realizing it. This is why you need to pay close attention to what I am about to tell you. You see, the moment you lock eyes with an attractive girl, she will immediately assess you and decide what kind of man you are. Is it the type that she wants to have fun with? Or is it the type that she wants to be faithful to? And based on your body language, your clothes, your looks, the way you talk, the way you walk, she will label you. If you walk past her and you catch her eye, do you look at her and smile? You're the fun type. Do you look away quickly? Then she might consider you more of the faithful type. What she really wants is for you to be the kind of man who can lead her into both worlds. So now you need to learn how to switch between them. And to do that, you need to know what each of them is all about. The first world is the aesthetic world. This is where she wants to have fun. This is where she wants to feel alive and excited. This is where she wants to laugh and dance and enjoy herself. This is the world that every man can take her to. But few men do because they don't know how. They don't know how to make her feel special. They don't know how to make her feel like a woman. Most guys think that taking her to the aesthetic world means that you have to buy her expensive gifts and take her to fancy restaurants and do all these other superficial things. But that's not what it's about. It's about making her feel something. It's about making her feel like a woman. How do you do that? By acting like a man. What does that mean? Well, it means that you have to be confident, charismatic, funny, daring. You have to be the kind of man who can lead her into the aesthetic world and show her a good time. But it also means that you have to be the kind of man who can take her to the ethical world and show her a deeper side of life. But how do you do that? Well, the key is to find a balance between the two worlds. You see, women want to have fun, but they also want to be taken care of. They want to be loved, but they also want to love. They want to be desired, but they also want to desire. You have to show her that you can satisfy all those needs. Think about it. When you meet an attractive girl, what do you usually do? You try to impress her with your looks, with your status, with your money. But that's not what she really wants. She doesn't want a man who can buy her things. She wants a man who can give her something. What can you give her? Your time, your attention, your love. That's what she really wants. And here's the thing. Most guys don't understand this, so they end up pushing her away. They try too hard to impress her. They buy her expensive gifts. They take her to fancy places, but they don't give her what she really wants. They don't give her their time, their attention, their love. And that's why most relationships fail. Because most guys don't understand what women really want. So here's what you need to remember. Women want a man who can take them to the aesthetic world and make them feel like a woman. They want a man who can take them to the ethical world and make them feel like a wife. They want a man who can satisfy all their needs, not just the physical ones. This is why Kierkegaard said that the man who understands women is the man who can switch between the two worlds, He's the man who can be the lover and the husband. He's the man who can be both the aesthetic man and the ethical man. When you understand this, you become more interesting to women. You become more attractive to them. You become more of a challenge to them, but it's not enough to just understand it. You have to live it. You have to embody it. You have to show her that you re the kind of man who can take her to both worlds. So here's what I want you to do. Next time you meet a girl, instead of trying to impress her with your looks or your status or your money, try to impress her with your personality. Be the kind of man who can make her laugh, who can make her feel special, who can make her feel like a woman. You might be wondering why I didn't mention this in my previous videos. Well, that's because it's not something you learn overnight. It's something you live. It's something you feel. You can't fake it. You can't learn it. You can only experience it. And that's why I'm sharing this with you now. Because I want you to experience it. I want you to feel it. I want you to become the kind of man who can make a woman feel like a woman. In the meantime, you must also work on becoming the ethical man. The kind of man who can take her to the ethical world and make her feel like a wife. This is the kind of man who can satisfy all her needs, not just the physical ones. This is the kind of man who can make her feel safe, who can make her feel loved, who can make her feel like a woman. This is the kind of man who can make her feel like a woman. So now you need to learn how to switch between the two worlds. And to do that, you need to know what each of them is all about. But wait, there's more. There's a third world, the one that most guys never even realize exists. The one that most guys never even realize exists. The one that most guys never even realize exists. Want to know what it is? Click this video here. And if you don't see it, just click the link in the description.